Hey guys, it's Omer from MMOs.com doing a quick weekly news recap of all major MMO news and announcements for the weekend of December 31st, 2018. This is number 180 of the recap and actually the last recap of the year. It's the day before New Year's and it's been a holiday week as well, so there isn't too much to cover this week. But our first bit of news this week, and probably the biggest one, is coming from Nexon regarding Project BBQ, and I'm getting hungry just saying that. So Nexon unveiled Project BBQ this last week, and it's an Unreal Engine 4 powered action MMORPG developed by Neopal, the same folks behind Dungeon Fighter Online, which led people to speculate that Project BBQ may end up being a 3D version of Dungeon Fighter Online. This is definitely a big deal because anytime a new PC MMORPG is announced these days from a major company, it's still exciting, especially in a world being taken over by mobile. And if it's a sequel to DFO as well, it'll be huge because, as some of you may know, DFO is actually the biggest MMORPG in the world, regularly out-earning World of Warcraft. And unlike WoW, DFO is actually still breaking new records each year. It's pretty crazy. So no word on when the Project BBQ is actually coming out, but I do suspect it'll be launching in Korea sometime in 2019, and we'll learn more about a Western release sometime that year as well. And from what I see, it looks like another instance dungeon, persistent hub style MMORPG, similar to DFO, Vindictus, Critica, Soulworker, etc. And for some reason, I'm still excited. The gameplay looks fluid and fast-paced. Next up, some interesting end of the year data dump from Steam showing off the best-selling games of the year, and several MMORPGs actually made the list, including Elder Scrolls Online, Final Fantasy XIV, and even Bless. We also had MMOs like Path of Exile and Warframe make the list as well. Even Bless made the list. Given the hype, it wasn't too surprising, but I think it was also one of the most disappointing games of the year. I think what this Steam list tells us, though, is that MMORPGs aren't dead. People are clearly still interested in playing them. The problem is we just haven't had anything special in a long time. But then again, I do think every game I mentioned is worth playing on this list, except, of course, for Bless. So based on the data, people are still playing MMORPGs and still eager to try new ones. Just look how popular games like Bless are at launch. I mean, people were so hyped to play Bless purely because they're looking for a new MMORPG to play, and even these games like ESO, FF14, and Black Desert made the list of the most popular games on all of Steam. So there's still a market for MMORPGs. We just gotta hope something good comes out on the PC. Up next, I ran an interesting calculation this last week, and it led me to conclude that Final Fantasy XV: A New Empire, the mobile strategy Duker game that you're seeing in the background, actually out-earned Final Fantasy XV, the actual flagship Square Enix mainline game, in terms of total global sales. So here's the data. As of December 3rd, 2018, mobile analytics firm Sensor Tower said that the mobile spin-off made $485 million after earning about $1 million a day in November. If we logically carry that forward to today, that's about $510 million globally. Now, Final Fantasy XV, on the other hand, sold 8.4 million copies worldwide as of November, according to the official website. So even if we assume every copy sold for $60, which obviously it didn't, since the game went on sale for under $40 2 months after launch and quickly hit $20 a year later. So even if you assume that every game sold for $60 a pop, that's only $504 million. This is remarkable because Final Fantasy XV wasn't exactly a flop either. It's the third best-selling game in the franchise after Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy X. And in related mobile craziness, Fire Emblem Heroes now earned $465 million globally in the last 2 years, which is actually more than every other game in the franchise's history combined. So what does it all mean? We're going to be getting a whole lot more mobile games. That's what it means. When you have mobile spin-offs just outselling every other game in the franchise, it's absolutely nuts. Up next, some interesting news from Ragnarok M Eternal Love, the mobile Ragnarok MMORPG, which is actually set to launch in the West in English on January 8th, 2019. So this last week, the game introduced a new auction house to the game where players can sell items for cash up currency to other players, and several items sold for over $5,000. Yes, over $5,000 for a single item in a mobile game. So the Jack card, which you can see in the screenshot in the background, sold for 30,856 big cat coins to a user named Big Boss Doctor. Now, players can buy 6 of these coins for $1, meaning that the Jack card sold for a whopping 5,142 bucks. So this isn't the only expensive card in the game either. A Ghost Ring card sold for over $6,000 on the same day, and several sold for over $3,000. Now, anyone familiar with cards in the PC version of Ragnarok Online shouldn't be surprised to see rare boss cards become so valuable, because on the PC version, they only had about a 0.01% chance to drop per time you killed an enemy, meaning on average you need to kill an enemy 10,000 times to get their card. And this applied to the game's hardest bosses as well. And despite obviously being able to pay for power, I actually like that the game itself isn't selling the cards directly themselves. Instead, other players are selling it in the auction house, which makes it a bit fairer and a bit better in my opinion. I'm actually kind of excited to try Ragnarok M Eternal Love on mobile. It's launching on January 8th, 2019 in English, and I'm actually going to give it a try. Next and last bit of news this week comes from Ashes of Creation's standalone spin-off Apocalypse, which announced this last week that its servers have gone offline as of December 26th and will come back on January 11th, 2019. Afterwards, it will only be open during the weekends until the game launches for realsies sometime in February. Now, I do find it a bit odd that they're only going to be live during the weekend, but it'll only be the case until launch. I'm still confused how a standalone Ashes of Creation PvP arena mode with a Battle Royale mode is going to help us reach Ashes of Creation MMORPG vision. But at least they're giving players something to play with. Just weird to see resources being used here rather than on the MMORPG. Anyway, guys, that's it for MMO news this week. And yeah, it's been a very slow week because of the holidays, and I hope everyone had an awesome Christmas and is going to have a great time on New Year's tonight. Anyway, guys, that's it for the week. No podcast tomorrow. Not too much happened this last week, but I'll be seeing you guys next week for the podcast. And anyway, guys, Later.